apologize to columnists. I don't know what your conclusion was about your actual comments. Do you wish that you had done it differently that night, or do you feel like you did it the right way?
Well, it was heartbreaking that we saw such an outpouring of hate that evening. What happened in Washington a couple of weeks ago, I was invited to speak to a group in defense of Christians. It was about 1,000 Middle Eastern Christians who were there, and for a long time, the persecution of Christians has been a passion of mine, something I've been trying to speak out and shine the light upon. And the day before the event, the news broke that a couple of the speakers there had been prominent defenders and apologists for Hezbollah. And so internally in the office, we had an extended debate and discussion about what to do. A lot of folks on my staff recommended just cancel, don't go to the event, don't participate in an event where other speakers have been defenders of Hezbollah. But as I thought about it, as I prayed about it, I didn't think that was the right thing to do. Number one, canceling on the event would have meant that I would not have had the opportunity to continue to shine light on the absolute crisis, the atrocity that is the wrongful persecution of Christians in the Middle East. But number two, were I not to have attended, it would have meant ceding the debate to the extreme. And I don't think that's the right thing to do, so I resolved to go. But if I was going to go, I was not going to share the stage with those who have been defenders of Hezbollah and not speak the truth, not make absolutely clear where I stand. And so I stood up, I began the remarks by saying, tonight we are all united in defense of Christians. Tonight we are all united in defense of Jews. Tonight we are all united in defense of people of good conscience who are persecuted for their religious faith. And I made clear that ISIS and Al-Qaeda, Hezbollah and Hamas, and their state sponsors in Iraq and Syria are all different strains of the same cancer that would seek to murder those who do not share their radical religious views. I went on to note that Christians in the Middle East have had no greater friend than the nation of Israel. Indeed, Israel is one of the few nations in the Middle East where the Christian population is growing and flourishing. Unfortunately, when I said that, a number of people in the room began to boo and express angry disagreement. And it was a minority. It wasn't of the 1,000 people, I would guess it was fewer than 20%. But it was a sizable number that was calling out angrily. And at that point, I set my written remarks aside, and I spoke from the heart. And I said that those that hate Israel hate America. Those who hate Jews hate Christians. And the people who are persecuting and beheading Christians are the very same people who are persecuting and murdering Jews for the same reason. Now, each of those statements prompted yet more angry boos, and indeed prompted people calling out things like not Jews, just Christians, not Jews, just Christians. And I observed to the group there that if you hate Israel, if you hate the Jews, you're not reflecting the teachings of Christ. That prompted yet more angry boos, and it finally came to the point where I had no choice but to say, if you will not stand with Israel, if you will not stand with the Jews, then I will not stand with you. Thank you and God bless you. And I turned around and walked off the stage.
I'm sure you've read Ross Dad's criticism. Have you talked to anybody like that? Because they're not hateful towards people, yet they have a very strong feeling that you were wrong the way you did that.
You know, people are entitled to raise whatever criticism they like. In my view, for anyone to shy away from speaking the truth, for anyone to knowingly, for me to have knowingly gone there, knowing that other speakers had defended Hezbollah and to remain silent, I don't think would have been the morally right thing to do. I think the right thing to do is to speak for truth, whatever the consequences. Now, to be honest, I expected one or two of the radical speakers might be dismayed by my comment. I was saddened, I was astonished to see the level of anger and hatred. Now, it wasn't the entire crowd, it wasn't even a majority of the crowd, but it was a small, vocal, angry minority that was expressing visceral hatred towards the nation of Israel and towards the Jewish people. I thought that was heartbreaking to see. And I think it would have been wrong not to speak the truth in those circumstances.
Senator, 38 days from Election Day. What do you say to the crowd tonight to get them fired up?
Well, this crowd is incredible. We've got over 700 people here. We've got believers, we've got conservatives who are here because we want to turn this country around. Iowa is ground zero in the battle to turn this country around. Iowa is ground zero to retake the Senate. 38 days from now, I believe Republicans are going to retake the U.S. Senate. We're going to retire Harry Reid as Majority Leader. And Iowa is going to be critical to that. Joni Ernst, I am convinced, is going to be the next senator from the state of Iowa. And it is the hundreds of men and women here who are working so hard because they recognize the path we're on isn't working.